What up? Let's talk about it. Vinyl only. Vinyl only. If I told you an album was vinyl only, what would you think about? What would be the first thing that came to mind? I ain't gave you no price or nothing. The first thing that would come to your mind would be, damn, that's an exclusive ass album. Cause it's only gonna be on vinyl. Be like, yeah, it's only gonna be on vinyl. Vinyl only. Yeah. It's not gonna be on digital? Nope. No sirree, buddy. It's only gonna be on vinyl. You gotta go purchase it. You gotta go buy it. You would think, man, that must be an exclusive album. That shit must be dope as a motherfucker. Yeah. If they spent that much on it, and they spent that much time on it, and it's vinyl only, and it's a lot of people involved, I can bet you that the album probably sounds really good. It's gonna be enjoyable enough to where if you got it on vinyl, yeah, it's gonna be worth purchasing. It's gonna be worth buying. It's gonna be worth having in your collection, because nobody's gonna sit there with that level of anxiety knowing that they're gonna pay thousands of dollars to make their album to be able to go on vinyl and be able to print the vinyl. And then when they print to vinyl, being able to sell it, but they have to ensure that the people on the other side can enjoy the vinyl. Not a situation where I can just take it straight from digital and then just send it to digital. That's what y'all have had a luxury of doing for the last decade, or I would say a decade and a half. You know what I'm saying? And there comes a time to where we cannot fake physics, because music in the physical form is the only way to bring back the true musical experience. Because never do anybody ever get excited about somebody's album actually coming out, only because it's gonna be streaming. So I can listen to it this week, I can listen to it next week, I can listen to it the week after next. I already got it. But when you gotta go get it, when you're a fan of somebody and you gotta go get it, you'll get excited about it. You'll be like, oh shoot, okay, I gotta go get this. If it sell out, it sell out. They only printing this amount. Yeah, I gotta go get that. I gotta hear that. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the one in the world where I never heard the album and I'm a fan of that person, and you know this person in Switzerland beat me out to buy the vinyl, and I'm like, damn, I don't get to have that musical experience. Y'all got to think about stuff in that way, but y'all got to think about stuff in that way, and speaking to your team. As you as a producer, you have to speak to your team. You got to speak to your songwriters. You got to speak to the artists. You got to speak to the musicians. You got to speak to these people and get these people on one accord and have them excited about what the project means and what it means to have it on vinyl only. I think y'all be playing around because y'all have had the luxury to just go straight to streaming, and everybody has. I've done it. I've done projects and gone straight to streaming, but it's just been like, when you do that, you don't have this level of, man, I need to make sure this is right. I need to get great minds involved to be able to pool in great ideas together to make this shit dope. The dope as it fucking possibly can be. Because I think y'all think that doing it for cheap, you know, just doing it passive is the way to go. And I'm here to tell you that that's not gonna last. That's not gonna last. That's why people ain't listening to music like that anymore, because they're not having a musical experience. It's people who still go to the box office. It's people who still go to movies. It's people who still go to movies. Think about that. It's people who still buy tickets to go to movies, and they stream movies all the time. You know why? Because the studios make it to where that they rightfully so can be their own gatekeepers to be like, hey, this is only going to be on film. This is not going to be on streaming. And you got to have a reel to run that shit in IMAX. You got to have an IMAX reel to run the shit if you run it in IMAX. And there you go. Like, yo, we still running projectors. We still running whatever. Even if they run it digital now, I don't even know how they run it. But it's still a projector. You know what I'm saying? It's still on the big screen. So it's still a form of, hey, I gotta buy a ticket and I gotta buy popcorn and I gotta come in here and I gotta have this experience. It's not like that in music anymore because we not selling the physical form of it. And if we don't understand that the digital form of it is making it easier for us to not have that level of anxiety. Because if I ask y'all, if it costs y'all a couple of $1,000 just to get going with selling one batch of vinyl, why wouldn't y'all have a certain level of anxiety to where y'all like, yo, I got to get some people involved to make this the greatest project ever that I've ever done to date because it's got a budget behind it. And it having a budget behind it for it to even be heard by people, you know what I'm saying? And forcing their hand to be like, this is the only medium that is coming on, it has to be even more greater because when they hear it, it could be great to be like, oh, I heard the album is great. No, it needs to be like, yo, what the hell did I just hear? That was an experience. Regardless if they know you, that's your cousin, your brother, your sister, your mother, whoever, it don't matter. Then when they put needle to wax and they hear it, they know that, okay, you spent all this money printing all these vinyls, but it ain't bullshit on here. Cause you ain't finna spend your money and print no bullshit at that level. You're just not. You know what I'm saying? You're just not. So that's why I say to people, it's like, yo, put yourself to the limit. Think about, vinyl sales. It's a long drawn out process of doing it. It's a long drawn out process of making an album. But since albums have been so easy to publish and to just present to people in the world and on the other side of the world, because we feel like we want to just present to everybody, that it's become to the point where we don't put the same amount of effort in our music. Even the great ones. We don't. We're not doing this like, oh man, it's the last project. Knowing it ain't gonna be the last project, but working on it like it's the last project. Like, yo, this is gonna be great. Cause if I'm telling people it's like this, it better be cinematic. And I think y'all are scared to really just go in that direction because I don't think y'all think that y'all music is at that level yet, and that's okay, but you got to get multiple people involved to get your music on that level. You know what I'm saying? That's why when y'all walk into most places and you hear people and they're at an open mic night and it's a band and it ain't that many people on stage. It's a keyboard player, a bass player, a drummer, a guitar player, and maybe a saxophonist. Maybe a horn player, maybe a trumpet player. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a trombonist. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they all play together and they all play at a premium, you know what I'm saying, level, to where when you hear it, you're like, oh my God, this is great. But it's different. It's multiple different minds pulled in together to make a great form of music. That's what a real great studio recording is. It's multiple hands in the pot to make the song great, to make the album great, to make the project great. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you got to get everybody involved on every freaking thing that you do. So don't miss quote me. I'm just saying you got to get people involved. If you feel like you don't have that greatness and the music ain't on that level, then get other people involved. You know what I'm saying? You got to get other minds involved. And when you get other minds involved, then you learn to tailor your music in a different way to where it really ain't even criticism coming from that person that's being involved. You know what I'm saying? Because they're helping you create. It's just becoming to where it's like, oh, this is the better way to do it. It ain't criticism. It's like, oh, shoot. Oh, okay. This is the better way to do it. Let me just flip it and, you know what I'm saying, manipulate it and kind of do it and then do it my way. Because I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to make it to where it cater to whatever I'm doing. But I learned this because I got other people involved. You got to get other people going. You know what I'm saying? That's the mistake a lot of y'all making. Y'all think that because the reason why y'all beats ain't tight is because it's y'all sometimes. Sometimes some of y'all need to get a bass player, or sometimes some of y'all need to get a guitar player, or sometimes some of y'all need to get with somebody who play keys, but they don't do production. Sometimes you need to get with other minds and other musicians to just bring them in, just pull them in and just create and just make stuff and just let this guard down to just trying to have your name in lights on everything. Your name is going to be on whatever set project. It's going to be a list of names. It should be a list of names, and your name should be in the batch of that, wherever it is. Whether it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, whatever it is on the list of names, it's in there. Your name is up there. As long as your name is up there and you give it a little credit, that's the only thing you need to be worried about. Because worrying about, oh man, I'm such and such, the such and such producer. Man, don't nobody care about that shit no more. They care about if the shit sounds good enough to where if we putting up a budget to where if we printing the vinyl, it's gonna make sense. That's what people fucking care about. When they put the needle to the wax and we sending this off, it makes sense when they play it on their player. When they play it on their record player, it make fucking sense that they went through all this just to get the music. Because they got to order the shit, they got to wait on the shit, and then they got to listen to the shit in an experience. If y'all can't understand, that's a higher level of anxiety than what y'all have ever fucking experienced. On any level, doing some shit on a digital level, streaming, Spotify, whatever. You can't fucking understand that shit, then you already fucking lost. There, I said it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Peace.